Okay, so um, I certainly can't divulge everything that's about to go down. I'm going to go in a little more detail on a live tonight at 8:30 within the group, but just suffice it to say that there's going to be a very clear direction, monthly laid out plan of action for 2018. For those of you that want to step in, engage, and you'll be able to choose, obviously, what you partake in. But for those of you that want more and are willing to give the 8 to 12 hours of focused effort weekly, this is going to really help you. And it's really going to help us as a whole, as a team, as a collective, stay focused on activities together. And go through things together and grow together and do trainings around them. And so the one of the things that I've lacked is a strategy mindset, planning mindset. Oh crap, it's Black Friday. Maybe we should run something. And it's like lunchtime Friday. I mean, none of that ever works. So those of you that were on the call today, and Susan asked at the end, to brain dump the question, and it was literally the very first question of the morning. I would be more successful in my isogenics business if, and just brain dump. So I'm just going to read you what I had to maybe spare you, because for some of you that are just getting started, you're going to have your things like, if I had more time, and then as you go, you're going to get into the real truths of what it is. So what I wrote is, so I would be more successful in my isogenics business is, and you don't have to share this if you don't like so if there's things in your life, you don't have to do screenshots. You don't have to share your things. I'm just sharing. So I said, if I connected to more people, if I did more in-homes, if I could read people better, if I did more trainings, if I could help people step by step, if I spent more time getting to know people, if Mike worked with me, if I was more focused, if I could help people see greatness within them, if I wasn't playing small, if I wasn't worried that what the kids might be mad at me if I was working, if I stopped making excuses, if I stopped blaming team, if I stopped thinking big money was scary, if I managed money better, if I keep staying in the house, if I strategize more, if I set up a plan of action, if I had a Q1, 2, 3, 4 plan, if I surrounded myself with more people of influence, if I did more Facebook Lives and Instagram stories, if I do more top-down reach outs, if I focus my time developing 6 people only, if I had a mentor, if I learned how to mentor people, if I had a clear system, if I did more team trainings, if I do more than just enough. So that was what I said. And in true joy of the universe, that's literally everything he ended up giving us. He's talking about playing small. And again, these are all our own. There's nothing I can give any of you to help you see whatever within yourselves. Your success and your failure will have nothing to do with me, nothing to do with your trainings. Your team's success and failure will have nothing to do with you. This is all personal accountability and personal action, which is what's hard about it, right? Because there's not a boss or somebody that's guiding you. But I can say with more certainty that I've had in a 7-year networking career, that I now feel very confident that I can roll out, and we will be rolling out plans to keep you engaged, plans to keep you moving forward, and things that every single one of you can do. And then it's just going to be the level of effort or how many things you do with us that is really going to, make the change for 2018. So it's perfect timing. This December is perfect timing. So we're going to be rolling out a lot of things, because those of you that want to take action, we want to take action now. So expect some more information tonight at 8:30, but I wanted to play one thing for you, one new tool, and it's a very rough, part of it is my voice is rough, but I just wanted to get it done for you, because the thing that I've learned in my business is I've taken things that successful people are doing and I've implemented them. And some of them I've done, some of them I haven't, some of them I've half-assed, some of them I've gone all in. But my conversation with myself is to step all in. I know my goals, and they are not small, and they are not going to happen if I'm staying where I'm at. And so I know, and Stacy and Jen and Louie, who were all there, you know, we are locking arms together and rolling this out, and it's going to be incredible. The one thing that we all often struggle with in this is the business conversations, right? We all know that the certain qualities that help somebody create success faster are skills they've acquired in other things they've done. Whether it's an ability to lead, whether it's they're already a person of influence, whether they've already got the money mindset, whether they've already learned skills how to teach, whatever those skills are. And they're often where we sit in fear in having these conversations with people. And you know, what do I say? And we've got the great scripts in the contagiousEnergy.com and weareteam11.com. And the scripts are amazing. And I really encourage you to print them out and try them and grab the accountability partners. And you know, again, these are just guides. So if you have a complete aversion to scripts, cool. But don't just wing it. Take the scripts and make your own script based on what you know are the key points, so that you can at least have certainty and posture when you're talking. And so one of the things that's going to propel where you're going in 2018 is having more conversations about the opportunity with people. And we're scared, right? Because we're always thinking, what do we say? What do we say? And when we follow the scripts, it's really just the little messages. Calls or voice memos far outweigh a Facebook Messenger. Because if we're talking business, guys, people don't messenger or text about a business. They get on a call. So we have to get comfortable getting on calls. And if you're following the scripts, they're just a few minutes. So we've created a tool, and it's not me, it is me, but it is a tool. And we're going to start with the top-down approach for those that want. And we're going to be making some more of these. They're called Sizzle calls, and it's totally old school. And a lot of you that know me and have heard me, I quite often say it's those that can can embrace old school networking, face-to-face phone calls, meetings, that are going to have success. Because social media is awesome, but it can stop at any moment. And there's no denying that coming into the end of 2017, people are sick of social media. They're sick of Facebook. They're sick. Every person's perfect pictures, all that stuff. It's not gaining the traction that it ever did. Then you throw in the algorithms, then you throw any of this. So when we're looking at old school, back in the day, it was CDs. Back in the day, it was cassettes, right? Susan Miller tells us how she created a cassette tape and sent it out to all these people. That's how she created her massive success in Nu Skin. And so Eric as well, and I've heard it in lots of other, old school leaders, of having these touches. Because I know even for myself, I get on three-way calls and the person will say, okay, Carol, this is Rob. Can you tell them about Isogenics? And then I got to spend 10 or 15 minutes telling them about Isogenics instead of just, sifting and sorting and then getting into the questions. And so I'm going to, and please, if you cannot hear it, then let me know. But I want you to hear this. And I'm going to re-record it because I did it with like crappy earphones. So it's kind of muffled, but I want you to get the gist of it. 1 second. Don't think I have to share. I just gotta, let me see. So just write in the chat if you cannot hear it. I haven't played it yet, so don't worry. So have a listen. Let's see. It's only 5 minutes long.
Hi, my name is Carol Elizabeth Prayer. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this call. The person who asked you to listen thinks the world of you and knows that you are open-minded. All of us are looking for opportunities in life, and being open allows us to see what may be available. When I look at opportunity as a business person, I evaluate certain criteria. What I'm going to share with you today are the exact criteria I use to evaluate this particular opportunity. I feel like these next few minutes are going to be very worth your time. And if you feel the same when you're done listening, I would love to talk with you in person. If you're evaluating a company, there are certain things you need to look at. The first thing is the product. And when I look at products, I evaluate 4 major points. Number 1, is there a need for these products? Are they emotional and consumable and have a result attached? Number 2, do the products meet the need? Number 3, are they priced to sell? And number 4, are they priced for profit? Are they competitive in the marketplace? Is there a margin? And when I took a look at the Isogenic product, I found out that not only was there a massive need for weight management, energy, performance, and healthy aging solutions, but they met the needs, and they are leading the field. They are innovative beyond their time. They are competitively priced ahead of all the other garbage in the marketplace, and they are priced for profit so that people who promote these products through word of mouth referral marketing are also able to make a profit. I took a look at with this company is the company itself. If the products are great, but the company isn't run well, how are you going to have a long-term future? When I took a look at the company, I learned that it is completely stable. Isogenics is debt-free. They are number 21 in the Direct Selling Association. They have award-winning executive leadership team, and the co-founders have incredible success in both corporate structure and compensation plan, as well as prior network marketing experience with proven success. They are a 15-year-old company. We have hit $5 billion in cumulative sales in those 15 years. In this year, in 2017, we will hit $1 million in sales annually and are on track to hit $2 million annually in the next 2 to 3 years. We are at the tipping point. Isogenics is in 15 countries and plan on more global expansion. As of December 2017, there have been 249 millionaires created, as well as over 600 six-figure annual income earners. The third thing I took a look at was the compensation. All of this stuff is great, but is there really an opportunity for me? Could I make some money here being connected with Isogenics? What I needed to take a look at were people able to make money quickly? Could a person who was serious make a decent part-time income residually? And for people with big ambitions like me, if they worked really hard, could they create a better financial future? A significant residual income that you could build one to pay you for the rest of your life? When I looked at this, I found that absolutely we could do that with Isogenics. It is very difficult to balance a plan where a person can come in and make money quickly and also have a long-term opportunity. As well as part-time people could do well with it, and those who wanted to go all in could do extremely well. When I evaluated this, and I can only tell you in these few minutes we have together, but I promise, as you do your due diligence here, as you check out what this company does when it comes to its compensation structure with the people that get involved, I am confident that you are going to feel great about this decision. The next thing I took a look at was timing. In business, timing is important. Where is the company positioned on its growth cycle compared to where it's going to be? Is it in the early stage? Is it in the basement level? Has it been around a while? Is it saturated? Is it already a household name? What I want to look at timing in a business, in any businesses, is something that is credible enough, stable enough, and yet is still early on in its long-term life cycle. And that is what we have here. Something that's already passed the test. Isogenics has already proven themselves at the marketplace when it comes to stability, but we're still so early. And that is why we're crushing it in the competition, and we're going to continue to crush it in the future. So when I evaluated timing, it was a definite check marks in the box for me. And the fifth thing I took a look at was support. If I get involved, will I get any support? Was there any help? Let me tell you that the company, and in particular that our team, provides incredible support. We've got events, local, regional, internationally. We've got tools. We've got websites. We've got a ton of recognition. We have contests. We have strategies and game plans, and we have a lot of fun with it. You do not have to have a background or experience. We've got this covered. Come on in and we'll show you how. If you're willing to work hard, if you're hungry, if you're ambitious, and if you're coachable, there's a great future here, and we have an incredible support team. So if this is something that interests you, I know it's only been 5 or 6 minutes, but if it's interesting to you, I'm not asking you to say, yes, I want to get involved. But if you have an interest in learning more, then the person that introduced you to this call What I would like them to do is I would like them to connect you with me, and let's just talk about it. Let's have a conversation and get to know each other. Let's just see if 1 + 1 might add up to 10. I was lucky to be in the right place at the right time a few times in my life, and this is one of those times. And right now, what we are looking for more than anything is sharp, talented, and ambitious people to help this incredible company. People with a burning desire to change their position in life and help others do so as well. So get back to the person who invited you. I hope you can set up a call with me, and I'd really love to talk to you about this and help answer any questions, help you give the product a try, and help guide you on the next steps. And between now and then, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to speaking with you very soon.
That makes me so happy. So that was literally my first take. So what I did is Eric spoke. I recorded. That's another thing I learned from a millionaire. I go and I put voice memo on every segment of what I'm learning, because then I take my notes and I go back. So on my plane ride home, I transcribed what he said, and then I typed it out, and then I added the stuff I knew, because I added some extra stuff based on what I know, and then I just recorded it. So I'll definitely get a cleaner version. And so who's virtually better? Write out who your name is so I know your name. I don't know. But, so the question is it going to be video or just audio? And it's going to be just audio. It's going to be a phone number that's got its own code. So, hi, Margo. And so you literally just, I'd say, Tavia, listen, you're one of the most dynamic businesswomen I know. Listen, I want to, are you open to 6 minutes of time? Can I send you a number? You just dial it in and listen. And if you like what you hear, let's circle back. And the reason being, and somebody asked that exact question, right? Because we're so in this world of video and Zooms, it's a performance. Then they're distracted by me doing this, or what if they don't like blondes, or what if they, you know what I mean? It is the truth. So a clean, crisp recording that they can just dial whenever, because they're not going to do it in their car if it's a video, right? So it's going to be just that. It's literally 6 minutes long. And so what we're going to be doing, and late, like today, I'll have the very, very clean concept for you. And so let's face it, December is actually a magical time, because if we're talking about marketplace share, right? Because all of us only are going to get our percentage of share in the marketplace of Isogenics, right? And you know, Michaela and we live in Joanne, we live in the same little town, like little tiny community. Well, we've only got so much marketplace share. There's Beachbody people, and so it's up to our efforts to know what share of the marketplace we're going to get. And in December, a lot of people take a level down, right? I'm going to chill. I'm going to gear up for January. But I'm telling you guys, not that you have to put more time into it, just don't not put time into it. Because this time of year is when the financial people are looking. This is why I wanted to get this tool done right away, because this is the time that we want to reach out. And so we're going to have accountability and action within the groups of how many people will you send that to. You know, you're going to set your own goal, because sometimes if I say 20 people, then if we only do 3, our natural instinct is to be like, I didn't do enough. So I want you to think of how many people a day or a week you can send that to. And so the concept of that is, if you can't think of anybody right now you could send that to, then the goal is, how do you work to create people on your list that are the business type opportunity mindset that you could send that to, right? And there's many ways to do that. It could just be a person, you know, a chicken list that we call them. You could just ask, you could go bypass them, you know. So if Michaela was somebody that I was like terrified to talk to because she was so powerful, but yet she's my friend, I might just say, hey, Michaela, you know, I know you do, you know, I do Isogenics. We're really stepping up our game, looking for real business people, because I respect you so much. Could you give me 5 minutes and listen to a recording and then just give me your feedback? Would something like that resonate with like people that you know? You know what I mean? So I'm not asking Michaela, I'm saying, what do you in your almighty power of entrepreneurship world think of that, right? So that's going to be really step one, is how many people will you send that out? And it's literally, just, and we'll put the verbiage in the group, but it's just asking somebody, will you listen? If I send you a link that's 5 minutes long that you can just dial in and listen at any time while you're doing whatever, would you be open to hearing it? And then let that just guide them. And then they're going to ask you, they're going to, you're going to say that they'll either, just like a Facebook message, go radio silent, or they'll say, oh, it's good. And some of them will say, well, that sounds neat, tell me more. And then you just set up a call, right? And so right now, if we had 400 people that we sent this to, only 40 would want to get on a call. And so with me, right, you're getting them all on a call with me, because there's not a human you can put me on a call with that I'm scared of. I don't care how much money I make. I don't care how bullheaded they are. If they're going to get on a call, I'm quite happy to get on a call with them. How was this successful for the teams that have used it? Incredibly successful, because Jenna, what's happening, and a thing that we're going to be going into in the team, and more details tonight on these different campaigns. And it's been, because we're talking business builders. Product people are going to come. We've all learned how to share this with product people. But when you're plugging in now, you want to create some flow in your business. You're looking for some people that, as Susan says, have a vested interest in staying on the product and sharing. We're looking to help create managers, people who share, and they're people who share. You don't have to get everyone that's skyrocketing to the yin yang, but we want to take these steps. We want to find people. And so what Eric talks about, he has a program called 20 and 30, right? And Susan Miller always talked about how she'd go in recruiting sprees and then training sprees. And I would always just be recruiting, training, and then it would just be all mishmash. But seeing the power of what's happening in our Mexico team that's growing in numbers, it's bringing people in and then taking them through the steps together. And then you bring another segment in. And so I want you to really think about, and Kathy Coover has spoken about this for a long time, who is your class of 2017? Who are the people that you're going to work with? Who are the people that you're going to bring in? Because if you've been working with people for a year and 2 years, it's time to get in a new team. We've got these trainings, we've got the things. It's simply a decision from people that have already been in here. If they're going to step up and do the things they already know they have to do, it's time for you to find your team. And it might be one, right? Which is awesome. And so we want to just think about the concept of who those people are. And so Jenna, in that matter, and again, what we're going to be talking about tonight is these campaigns. So if we go on, a recruiting surge, I can say to the team, okay, if everybody spends this week making a point to have one person a day listen to that Sizzle call. So of the active people in Contagious Energy, we are Team 11. If everybody finds one person a day to have listen to that, how many calls, will I be on? And so how many people do you want to have me on a call with, right? It's so if 400 turned into 40, how many of those 40 signed up? 4. Right. And so they're just so effective because it's one step closer to the 3-way without having to worry about the 3-way. It's the front part of the 3-way. And we can absolutely do something like this for the products. It was something I was planning to do anyway. I was going to do a YouTube, but his point of the theatrics and video made so much sense to me, because I keep saying, okay, what are the things I say 10 times a day on every call? Well, why wouldn't I make that in a Sizzle call? Right? So then it can be a product Sizzle call. It can be an opportunity Sizzle call. And then then when Tavia gets Jody on the phone with me, all I'm going to say is, all right, Jody, awesome. Tell me what you like best. What'd you think? What are you thinking? Tell me about your goals. Ask you the question, what amount of money would make this worth your while? How many hours? What's your commitment? How many hours could you spend in a week? If I could show you a way to make that $50,000 in 10 to 12 hours, would you be open? Would you be coachable? This is the system I think you should start on. The calls are then 10, 15 minutes. Business calls are so different. And then there's going to be multiple calls, right? It's not a one and done. It's step, then another. So now we're going to get you on the value pack. Now we're going to, get you going through the products. Now we're going to help you grab your first 2 teammates. So these are kind of 2 different, and these are everyone that says yes to that, Michaela. And not everyone's going to say yes, right? And we're not in the business of convincing. And the people that are going to get on the call are going to be like, I'm interested. Tell me more. Or they'll say, this isn't a time for me. Wow, it sounds intriguing. You know, I'm doing X, Y, Z. And then I'll say, can I follow up with you in March? And if they say, oh, it's not for me, awesome, no problem. Who do you know? Who do you know that's ambitious, driven, and motivated? Listen, we're opening we just opened in the UK. We open in, like, you guys, I can't even explain to you. I'm talking to the other team members that were with me today, right after this, and we're going to finalize the strategy for 2018. So I'm going to lay it all out in the live tonight. But the clarity of how we can do all these steps is just so amazing. But do you like the thought of this little call to send to people? Some people like it. I like the concept. Do you want me to make a product one as well? Just like a 5-minute thing of I just think it's so much easier than videos in a way, you know? That made a lot of sense. We can get man voices to do it too. And then the concept will be that you'll create them yourself, right? Because as you grow and elevate in terms of your posture and belief, then you'll make your own sizzle call. And what I loved about this, because somebody said, well, Kathy Coover already has a sizzle call, like in my little group. And I said, but the difference here is that my team, this person can actually get on the phone with me. Not that I'm anything, but I'm their person. I'm in the team. Not just like, here's this magic woman who may or may not exist. You know what I mean? So the magic of that, tangible. And so that's going to be it. So I'm going to give it, I'm going to make it clear. But I really just I'll make a product one for sure. I just don't want that to be the default. You know, those of you that are wanting to take the next jump is now finding the people that are business-minded, entrepreneurial, that you can get to have on that call. And you can ask other people, right, too, that are just looking for the product. But you might just use it as a way to say, hey, listen, I promised Carol that I'd send this out to 5 people this week, and I've only had 3. So can you just do me a favor? Because I'm holding myself accountable. Can you just listen to this? I know you don't want anything to do with it. I think that's actually a brilliant idea. I'm totally going to do that. Send it to some of your great friends and say, I just said, you know, David Wood makes us get on a call and tell our story to people. And he says, just do it to do it. Like, so I could call Tavia and say, I just got to, you know, then we try to go outside. So I might call my mom, and then I might call my, you know, my cleaning lady, right? So this is the same concept. You can just get through the motion, because for very, very many of us, we're just terrified to even send that message and ask somebody, right? So we're going to get into a flow of that, and we're going to use this sizzle call. I'll record it so it's crisper, just not so backgroundy. But I literally, word for word. So I'm not going to change any of it, because why? Why would I change any of it? So that's tool number 1. And so what I want you to do as you're leading up to learn some more about tonight, that's going to just be a live. So if you can't watch it, no problem. Just go look at it again. Is start strategizing who can you send that out to when you get the clean version. Because December, right, is when they're more open, or they'll be open in February, or they'll think about it in December when they're freaking miserable. So start thinking about how many names that you can have that you can send that to. The other thing I'd like to ask you to do is do that. You know, I would be more successful in my Isogenics business if I did a little picture in the team page. Again, you don't have to share, but I want you to be really, really serious to yourself. You know, do you have to be caught up in every episode of Netflix, or, you know, is it less Netflix? Is it that you can outsource and hire a cleaning lady for $10 an hour because you spend 7 hours a flipping week cleaning? And if you put that hour into Isogenics, those hours into Isogenics, then all of a sudden you've got more time with the family. Just write everything, because clarity and knowing where we're working from is really one of the keys. So that's really all I wanted to talk about today. But I will just say to you, now is the time you want to be plugged into this team page. So whether you just plug in to Contagious and search my name, like I say, there can't be overwhelm around that. That's a pretty simple activity. There's not anything I'm ever going to post that isn't something that is going to help you. However it works for you, but we're going to be doing a lot of trainings. We're going to be doing a lot of working together things like text blasts, where we all just get on And Jody might say, okay, what do I say to this person? And then we'll say, but we all are in action. So it's not just speak, speak, speak. It's action, action, action. And because there is power of energy. There was a palpable, and that's why Susan on the call said, because I am an energy person, and being in a room of 400 people who are at levels and higher and pushing higher got into my being. And that's why we go to events. And that's why even this, there is a level of energy around us being together and what flows. But it was an incredible thing. And I just think we have such clarity. And I'm so proud and excited to be able to give a structure to this team. So I promise you, if you will hang with us this year, you know, it took 5 years for me to figure it out, but I promise you, I'll make it up to all of you that stay plugged in for 2018. That I know for sure. Is there any questions, any comments, anybody want to unmute and just say, can you feel it? Are you feeling it? Are you ready to cry? Is your gut blowing? Do you feel the goosebumps? The other thing I want you to do is think about the income you want to make for 2018. And then I want you to double it. And it should be scary and it should make you puke. But if we don't have goals, you know, and then ask yourself, what do you have to do? You know, I was a huge procrastinator and still currently am I had to stop myself this morning. You don't need the dishes. You got a crap load of stuff to do. You can do the dishes like Wednesday. I don't care. Paper plates. I'm going to do paper plates for 2018. That's the kind of year it's going to be. So just think about what it is for you that you can do. And we're going to do it, because if you aim and you miss, that's still okay, right? But if you put it low and you get it, well, what if you could have gone higher? So share as much as you want. You don't have to know how to do it, Susan. I'm gonna show you. We're gonna just do the do. We're gonna do the do together in segments. And I think that was the most, and I'll say this again tonight for sure, the most impactful thing is that because we are going to bring this strategy to you tonight, or at least a version of it, because there's a lot for us to do. We're working super hard on it. It's all of us doing these things together, whether it's in a week span or a 2-week span, and always something new. So we're excited and we're fresh. You know, when we do run weeks, you know, when we do, it's like Shake Week, we're all like excited, right? And we're all talking about stuff and we're all doing things together. And so the entire 2018, pretty much week by week, is going to be something that we all know, and we're going to know before. And I'm going to start doing like a monthly, like tonight will kind of be like the December kickoff. So we'll all know the calendar. We'll know what's going on. We'll know what to focus on. I'm telling you, I'm so jazzed. And you just better start planning your frickin' way to celebration, people, because, Okay. So that's it. I'm going to stop this recording.